Hello, we meet again. This discussion, I would like to go over Eric Dollard. Now, I've been receiving comments online about this individual. I'm not too sure what he stands for, or who he is, or what he's been through. I haven't done any research on him at all. Zero. Except for the fact that I just recently received a comment concerning the sun being hollow. Yes, that thing. We all know that mainstream science won't admit failure. They'll just keep on chugging along as if nothing happened. So there's never going to be a day when establishment science says, hey, we fucked up. The sun isn't a nuclear reactor. It's just a giant hollow ball of plasma. That's all it is. And the fact that it is like that should be perplexing to anybody who understands how mass supposedly works. If the sun is hollow and the majority of the mass is only in the surface as an ionized plasma, or just a plasma, then it leads consequence to the idea that maybe, just maybe, there's something very strange about plasma that we don't understand. As well, there's something about electricity and magnetism we don't understand, and there's something about radiation we don't understand, and there's something about gravity we don't understand. The list is endless. And I'm very proud of individuals who come to my page and say, hey, what about this person? Or what about this person? And blah, 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 blah. Because it opens my mind up to new possibilities, new ways of looking at things. Now, this Eric Dollard person, his main thing, I don't know what his main argument is, but I do know there's one thing that stuck out to me because it had an influence on my own theory development, is the idea that the sun is hollow. He thinks the sun is hollow as well. Now, hollow in terms of, oh, you can go into the sun and appear into another galaxy somewhere. No. Hollow being, there's nothing inside there. No. Hollow, think of like a basketball. There's air in a basketball, right? But it's also hollow. You know, get it? I would say the hollow structure inside the sun is mostly vacuum. Mostly vacuumous material. There's no core in it. Inside of the theory of stellar metamorphosis, that hollow sun, the hollowness of it, will cause it to cool and contract as the plasma cools. And it will shrink by very, very, very large amounts. It's more like a big soap bubble. Now, the reason why I came to this conclusion that the sun is hollow was for a purpose. Purpose number one. The eventual evolution of a star is the formation of a planet itself. A planet is the ancient star. So, naturally, if old stars, which are called planets, such as the Earth, Mars, Mercury, Venus, if those have cores, well then, what about young stars? Do they have cores? Probably not. The formation of a core is an end result of a single star's evolution. The young stars, after they're born, they expand greatly and they maintain their shape, and as they cool and shrink and die, they differentiate their structures based off the ionization energies of the material, and as well when the material starts combining, such as chemical reactions. And those new chemicals differentiate themselves based off of their mass and their properties interacting with other matter. Not too sure if Eric Dollard covers that, because I think after doing a quick scan of a lot of things, a lot of ideas he has, he really pushes the establishment, was trying to hold him down kind of thing. And I see a lot of that over time, over looking at a lot of these articles, is there's a lot of, oh, the establishment is just trying to hold us down, and establishment this, and oh, this great scientist this and that. I think that's a little overused. At the same time, there is a tiny tad bit of, there's a little bit of truth to it. But let's not be too careless to go overboard with that little bit of establishment trying to hold him down, because really, the truth is that career scientists don't really give a shit about new ideas. They have their money in their pockets. They can put food on the table for their families. I don't think it's their motive to hold scientists down because they're scared. I don't think that has anything to do with it at all. I think if he were to make a great discovery and he would try to share it with mainstream scientists, they would ignore him, just like they do me. I'm not saying I'm a great scientist. I'm just saying that, like, if I have a new idea, they'll just ignore you. They'll just ignore me. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of ideas I have, because I don't affect their bottom line. So they can just whatever, some random person on the internet. So continuing Eric Dollard, I mean, a lot of his followers push the establishment is trying to hold him down. No, I don't, like I said, I don't really believe that that's the case. But, you know, I don't know the history again, so argument out of ignorance here. But just from what I've seen on the internet, I think that maybe, just maybe, there are a lot of ideas in there that people shouldn't be taking too seriously. But at the same time, they should be creative with those ideas. They should look at them and think, maybe there's some truth to this. Maybe establishment forgot this part, or this part, or where does this fit, and blah, 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 blah. And I think for my viewers, the best option for you is to not only read Eric Dollard stuff, but don't become so absorbed in it to where it takes over your mind. What I want you to do is read a lot of alternative things that are completely out there, that seem fringy and pseudoscience-y and all this stuff. But also read the mainstream documentation on it. Try to go to Arvix or Archive with ARXIV and look up a lot of stuff there, new theories and things. Go to Wikipedia, get the mainstream's explanations for things, and really try to, like, synthesize a lot of it, and then throw out the crap if it doesn't make any sense. Because as with all new scientific ideas, there is a lot of crap in the mainstream. There really is. It's not settled yet. Science isn't settled. Nowhere near settled. They don't even know what causes mass, okay? But anyways, when you go to mainstream forums and mainstream websites, like Hyperphysics, I go there a lot to do a lot of research. Just keep in mind that these people, they're actually more clueless than what they make themselves out to be. And they also know a lot more than you think they would know. So it's kind of like a a weird experience, if you will. But yeah, look at Eric Dollard's stuff, but don't take too much of it seriously. Just look at it, take it for what it's worth, and try to piece it together with whatever makes sense and is actually observed in the real world. For instance, mainstream science, they don't do that. They say, well, we don't know how galaxies spin, so it must be dark matter. And we don't know what caused the energy for the expanding universe, so it must be dark energy. Yet there's no observation of either of those things. They just made it up. So naturally, of course, there's going to be a lot of people in the public who are like, well, establishment doesn't know what they're doing. And then they're going to look for other avenues of approach, which is a good idea. But don't go overboard with those alternative avenues, because a lot of the times, they're dead ends. Alright.